And now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
An episode of the Signal Oil program, The Whistler. This episode is entitled Meeting on 10th Street, and it stars Elliot Lewis. And I wonder if this is where he really got into the dark and creepy stuff that he did in Suspense sometimes. This episode originally broadcast February 25th, 1948.
The Signal Oil program, The Whistler. That whistle is your signal for the Signal Oil program, The Whistler.
I am the Whistler, and I know many things, for I walk by night. I know many strange tales hidden in the hearts of men and women who have stepped into the shadows. Yes, I know the nameless terrors of which they dare not speak.
Yes, friends, it's time for the Signal Oil program, The Whistler, rated tops in popularity for a longer period of time than any other West Coast program in radio history. And Signal gasoline is tops, too, tops in quality. It takes extra quality, you know, to give you extra mileage. And Signal is the famous Go Farther gasoline. So look for the Signal Circle sign in yellow and black that identifies friendly dealer-owned Signal stations from Canada to Mexico. And now, the Whistler's strange story. Meeting on 10th Street.
On February 25th, the final edition of the Daily Bulletin was a sellout 10 minutes after it hit the streets. Across the top of the page, headlines screamed that the district attorney's office had at last won its long fight against the city's organized crime. But the real drama was below, neatly centered on the page, in an article by Stephen North, the Bulletin star reporter, an article titled Retraction.
In 25 years in the newspaper game, this reporter has never before been forced to print a retraction. Today, I break that record. Last week, I called a man a weakling and a coward. I vilified him, told him he'd failed me. I said these things not knowing he'd already made up his mind to tackle a tremendous task. I said them not knowing that Gerald Wright, an ordinary citizen of this city, intended to challenge Gangdom's most vicious killers alone. Now I want to correct the injustice. The story of Gerald Wright is one that every reader of this newspaper, every taxpayer of this city...
Yes, the story of Gerald Wright was all there in neat black type, worded in the dramatic style of a famous reporter. It was all there, but the truth. Actually, the true story had begun late on a Friday evening more than a week before, when a man entered a drugstore on 10th Street.
It's the same, Sam. If I was a reporter like this guy North, I'd lay off this Murder Incorporated ring. They're too tough. Would you hear what happened? No. They shot North. Put him in the hospital this afternoon. Couple of slugs in his leg. I tell you, if that guy doesn't like... Oh, yes, sir. What can I do for you?
A bottle of soda pop, please.
Pop? Yes, sir. Right back this way. We got cream, strawberry...
The flavor doesn't matter.
Huh?
I said the flavor doesn't matter, just anything. I want to take it with me.
Oh. Okay. That'll be 15, nickel deposit on a bottle.
There you are.
Yeah?
My doctor's given me some medicine. I'm supposed to take it with water. This'll work the same on it?
Well, sure, but it's the first time I ever
heard... Another thing, there's a movie house around here somewhere, isn't there?
Movie? Yeah, 1 3 blocks down. There's a couple more over on Park Street. Punk pictures, though. Now, if I was you, I'd go downtown.
Thanks, just the same, but the picture doesn't matter either.
That's a funny one. Guy comes in here and... Wait a minute. Sam?
Yeah? What's the matter?
That guy, did you see which way he went?
What do you mean? He just went out the door? Is something wrong?
I don't know. He come in here asking for soda pop. Flavor didn't matter. Said he had some medicine to take with it.
Well?
I don't like it, Sam. Look out the door and see if you can see which way he went. I got an idea. That guy's going to commit suicide.
With the prologue of Meeting on 10th Street, the Signal Oil Company is bringing you another strange story by The Whistler.
February 25th, 1948, The Whistler on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
No offense, but are you a little fat when you look in the mirror? How would you like to learn the secrets to lose 3 to 5 pounds a week easily without joining the gym or going through any crazy diets? It's called Body Sculpt by Med Diet. For the last 2 decades, we've been helping people just like you that have pounds they want to shed. We've helped millions of people lose thousands and thousands of pounds over the years. And now it's your turn. Learn the secrets of how to lose weight with one simple phone call. You'll see an amazing difference in a matter of days. Don't believe us? We'll offer you a money-back guarantee. If you're ready to start losing weight right now, call right now to learn more about your risk-free order to Body Sculpt.
Call for your risk-free offer. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. That's 800-738-5332.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, more of The Whistler, Meeting on 10th Street with Elliot Lewis, as it was originally broadcast February 25th, 1948.
Yes, Gerald. When it was all over, the Daily Bulletin had your whole story in a special article by Stephen North on page 1. The whole story, that is, except for a few rather important details. There was nothing about that first Friday night, was there, Gerald? Nothing about the bottle of soda pop, the square box of medicine from your doctor. And most ironic of all, there was only a passing mention of Denise, beautiful, dark-eyed Denise, the cause of it all, the girl for whom you'd live or die. You were thinking of Denise, of course, as you stood at the box office of the all-night theater, remembering the way you met, the way she laughed, even remembering how sorry she looked when she sent your world toppling with her promise to marry Bob. You were thinking of the nightmare that followed, the 3 days and nights of self-torture that ended with your decision to take your own life. Yes, Gerald, as you settle back into the darkness of the back row of the theater, your decision is made. Denise is lost to you, and there's no point left in living. You hadn't intended to pay any attention to the picture, of course. But as you become aware of the movements of the actors, listen to the words coming from the screen, you find yourself fascinated.
Come on in.
Where's Ruby?
Outside.
She heard about it?
Yeah, she's all busted up. You know, it's a shame in a way. She loved the guy.
Shut up.
Okay.
Well, tell me, how did it go?
Same as all of them. They found him 3 miles out of town in a ditch.
Solid, huh? No slips?
Joe Slade don't make no slips. That's why he cost you $5,000. Well, I guess that does it.
Yeah, that does it.
You must love her, Alan. Putting out $5,000 like that to get the number 1 boy out of the way?
You think so?
That's a good guess.
I'm not paying you to guess. Beat it, Mike.
Okay, boss.
You feel a strange excitement watching the hero, a two-fisted, good-looking young man, carry the story forward. He had a rival, too, Gerald, just like you. But he found another way of solving the problem. You watch the screen, listen more avidly as the story progresses.
Ruby.
Yes, Alan.
I'm sorry, honey.
Oh, Alan, I don't know what to do.
Suddenly, you're seeing yourself up there on the screen in place of the hero. And the girl becomes Denise.
Denise.
Yes, Gerald.
I'm sorry, honey.
Oh, Gerald, I don't know what to do.
But these things happen, darling.
But these things happen, darling.
You
You just got mixed up in the wrong company, don't you see, Denise?
The police say it was a gangster murder. I still can't believe it.
I'm going to stand by you, darling. Please remember that.
Oh, thank heaven, Gerald. Thank heaven for you.
You sit there fascinated for the rest of the picture, seeing yourself as the hero fighting back, winning Denise in the only way open to you, with a hired murder. And that's when you suddenly recall something else, Gerald. The news item you heard the clerk discussing back at the drugstore. The headline the newsboy was shouting outside the theater as you came in.
Excuse me, please. I'm sorry. I want to get out.
Night final. Read all about it. Reporter shot in gang revenge attempt. Extra.
Here you are.
Oh, thanks. Extra.
Stephen North, author of a series of articles published by this paper exposing activities of an alleged murder incorporated ring in this city, was injured in a shooting fray this afternoon on 18th Avenue. From his bed at St. Michael's Hospital, North asserted it was an attempt on his life by the ring he was exposing. Murder Incorporated. Stephen North. I wonder if he really knows who these people are. These men who murder for hire. Taxi! Taxi! St. Michael's Hospital. I hope you'll forgive me for saying I was a friend of yours, Mr. North. The nurse wouldn't have let me.
All right. What's on your mind, Mr. Wright?
I've been reading your articles, Mr. North.
Uh-huh.
I think you've done a magnificent thing. And, well, that's what I wanted to tell you.
That all you want?
Yes. I just think the average citizen simply doesn't believe that there are people who commit murder for money. That's why it's so important these things come out in the open. Why, until I read about what happened to you this afternoon, I couldn't believe it myself.
And you just came here to tell me I was doing a good job.
That's right. I thought if you knew people like me were behind you...
Yeah.
As I said, most of us just can't believe it could happen. Why, if anyone told me I could go to someone and pay to have a man killed, why...
It's possible, all right. They got an organization, Mr. Wright. Just like a factory that makes shoes or bottle tops. Only they manufacture murders. Now, come on. Why don't you tell me why you really came here?
Well, no, you'll probably think this is ridiculous.
Maybe I won't. Come on.
Mr. North, I want to help.
You want to...
I knew you'd think it was crazy, Mr. North. It just seemed to me, if these people are as highly organized as you say, that the best way to get evidence against them would be for someone they couldn't suspect, like me, for instance, to go to them and...
And buy a murder?
Well, yes, that's it.
So you're offering to help me. Tell me, Wright. What's your business? What do you do?
I work in a bookstore.
The Aegis Bookshop.
Yeah, how did you...
I knew I'd seen you before. I couldn't remember where.
Well, you can check on me, Mr. North. That is, if you...
If I have any sense. Yeah. Only at this point, I'm wondering what there is to lose.
What do you mean?
Well, I've been careful up to now, and all it got me was a couple of slugs in the leg. Maybe I do need some help, Mr. Wright. Maybe I ought to just believe what you're telling me and... Look, I want you to understand this. These boys are tough. They'd as soon shoot you as look at you.
I know that.
And yet you're offering...
Mr. North, you see, I haven't anything to lose either.
Except your life.
I'll take the chance. If you'll just tell me where to go, who to see.
Anyone see you come here tonight?
No.
Good. You don't come back here, understand? If you want to contact me, use the phone.
Then you'll let me help you?
You're asking for it. I'm giving it to you. Now, here's what you do. Tomorrow, you go into the Elite Barber Shop. I think that's the front.
Yeah.
The barber in the back chair's name is Ralston. Be sure you get that chair. Say, Tommy Roy sent you. But open up gradually. You know, there's a guy you hate. He's in your way.
Look, if you don't mind my saying so, Mr. Wright, this
Seems kind of silly.
I don't understand.
I just cut your hair yesterday afternoon. Of course, I can use the business.
Oh, I know it looks funny. I just wanted to talk to you some more.
Talk? About what?
That fellow I told you about yesterday.
The guy that's been bothering you?
Yes.
Why are you telling me?
I thought you might be able to do something about it.
So a fella's been getting in your hair, so you naturally figure the place to come to is a barber shop, huh?
It's not that at all.
Well, then forget it. Yeah?
Tommy Royce sent me here.
Royce is out of town.
I talked to him before he left.
Is that so?
Look, if you want to check on
I did. After you left yesterday. Your name is Gerald Wright. 1270 Atlantic Place. You work at the Aegis bookstore. A peerless bookshop in St. Louis before that. Came here in 43.
How'd you know all that?
I just said I checked you.
Well, are you satisfied?
Maybe. There's a pawn shop, Mr. Wright. 28 Waldorf Street. Other side of town. Why don't you drop in there one of these days?
Yeah?
The fellow that runs it specializes in antique guns. Tell him you're a collector.
Yeah.
That you're after a rare one. A dueling pistol called the Bronco Luigi. Remember that? The Bronco Luigi. You know what you mean. I think maybe he can give you just what you want.
A Bronco Luigi dueling pistol, you say? No, I don't believe we can help you.
Oh, well, just forget about it then. A friend told me to try this place. He's... Never mind.
Just a minute.
Yes?
This friend. What was his name?
His name? I don't know. He runs a barber shop. But really, it's...
Look, it's all right. That is, you can at least leave an order for a Bronco Luigi.
I can?
But they come high, you know.
How high?
$1,000 down. That is, with your order. Another $1,000 on delivery.
And when could you deliver?
That's a date we never give out, my friend. So many uncertainties. Who gets the package?
I'll let you know later. Shall I bring the money here?
That won't be necessary. This is an outside transaction, not entered on my books. Just mail the money to Post Office Box 228.
Box 228. Well, I'm going across town to see a friend. I'll stop at the bank on the way.
Very good. And I'm sure you'll be satisfied with our services.
I hope you don't mind my dropping in like this, Denise.
Certainly not, Gerald. A good friend is always welcome.
Good friend, yeah. Please, Denise. Won't you reconsider now before I...
Before you what?
Denise? Denise, you know I'd do anything to make you happy.
Oh, Gerald, we've been all through that. I've told you I'm in love with Bob. Now, don't spoil what's left.
You don't know what you're doing, Denise.
Oh, I'm sorry. Really, Gerald. But Bob's arriving in town Wednesday. We'll be married next weekend.
I see. Oh, almost forgot. Could I use the phone?
Of course. You know where it is, front hall.
Sorry, Denise. 2, 4, 9, 6.
Hello.
I haven't much time. This is the customer who asked about the Bronco Luigi pistol.
Go ahead.
I'm sending the money. The name of the man who's to receive the order is Sinclair. Bob Sinclair. He'll be in town Wednesday visiting a Miss Denise Evans. That's 119 Allison Street.
How do we know the guy? What about a picture?
A picture? I haven't got it. Wait. What about a picture of the girl? He'll be with her.
Okay, put it in an envelope with the money.
Right. Denise?
Yes, Gerald? Oh, forget something?
No, I was just wondering if it isn't asking too much, Denise. Could I have your picture?
My picture? Oh, why, certainly, Gerald. I'd like you to have it. I'll get one for you right away.
Thank you. Having it will make such a difference.
20 minutes later, you drop the picture and the money into a mailbox and hurry on to the hospital to see Stephen North. You aren't prepared for his burst of anger when you tell him you're quitting.
What do you mean you can't go through with it? Was that just a song and dance you gave me about wanting to help?
I'm afraid my enthusiasm sort of carried me away.
Enthusiasm?
February 25th, 1948, Elliot Lewis in Meeting on 10th Street. We'll have the conclusion following these important words from your favorite station, along with an episode of Lum-n-Abner. Thanks for tuning in to Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox here on your favorite radio station.
Are you suffering with arthritis or osteoporosis? Do you have diabetes? Did you know that these are just two of the hundreds of diseases that have seen improvement with Dr. Wallach's incredible longevity products? You can't get them at a health food store. The only way to get them is to call us at 800-214-0065. That's 800-214-0065. Do you have heart disease, fibromyalgia, or high blood pressure? Do you have a terrible time losing weight? Dr. Wallach can help. He was a veterinarian and cured diseases in animals. He felt that he could do the same for humans, so he became a physician. Over 50 years of research and helping people like you goes into every bottle of Dr. Wallach's amazing discoveries. Do you want to feel better? Learn how to treat the cause of your problem rather than covering up the symptoms with drugs. Call 800-214-0065. That's 800-214-0065.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, the conclusion of The Whistler, February 25th, 1948.
You're like all the rest. Cowards. 9 out of 10 in this town are just like you.
I know how you feel, Mr. North, but I...
Never mind the words. Oh, I know what happened. You tried it. It got too tough. You got scared.
No, that isn't it at all.
Well, what is it then?
I don't think you'd understand.
Yeah, I think I do. Run along, right? You're not the first volunteer assistant to check out on me. From now on, I carry the ball alone.
I'm sorry, Mr. North.
So am I. And don't worry about being yellow. You got plenty of company. The line forms on the right, and it's a long one. Good night, Wright.
Good night.
You're relieved as you leave the hospital, aren't you, Gerald? And certain that Stephen North will forget all about you. The waiting for Bob's accident isn't pleasant, but there isn't much that can be done about it. And then one evening, the telephone in your apartment rings.
Yes.
Gerald? Oh, thank heaven you're home.
Denise, what is it? What's the matter?
It's Bobby. He's dead, Gerald. He was shot.
Bob shot?
Oh, Gerald.
Now, please, dear, get hold of yourself. I'll grab a cab and get right over.
No, I do want to talk to you, Gerald, but I can pick you up.
What do you think you'd better, dear?
I'm all right. I'll be there in 10 minutes.
All right, dear. And Denise.
Yes?
I know there isn't much I can do at a time like this, but you know I'll always be around, wanting to help you.
Yes. Thank you, Gerald. Thank you.
Well, Gerald, Now you know what Stephen North has been writing about. The incredible efficiency of the ring of hired killers known as Murder Incorporated. Bob Sinclair is dead, and as Denise stops by your apartment to pick you up, you know that in time she'll be yours again. And then as she drives away toward the edge of town, you remember the envelope with the other $1,000 in it, addressed to Box 228, the final payment for murder.
Denise,
Yes?
would you mind stopping at the next letterbox? I have to get this off.
Oh, of course. Oh, here's one right in the corner.
Just take a second. Okay.
Important?
Yeah. Why are you turning down here?
Wait a minute. I thought so.
What's the matter?
That car in back of us. It's made every turn we have. That's why I just swung onto 10th Street to check.
Oh, you're imagining things, Denise. I don't like to keep repeating it, but you just can't let this upset you so much.
I know, you're right. But I just can't get it out of my mind. It was so crazy, so unnecessary. Bob knew about guns. He's hunted all his life.
Hunted? What do you mean?
Oh, to sit there in his own house in Hartford, cleaning his rifle
Hartford? You didn't tell me.
Oh, he was going to do some hunting on a honeymoon trip. Oh, it's the usual story. The unloaded gun. His sister was in the next room, heard the shot.
Denise.
Oh, Gerald, what?
Denise, turn off. Drive back toward town.
What?
That car in back, it is following us. They think I'm Bob.
Bob, why?
No, please, Denise, don't ask any questions. Just do as I say.
Well, what do you mean they think you're Bob? What difference?
There isn't time, Denise. Hurry. It's a fix and it's still on. They'll kill me.
A fix? They'll kill you? What are you talking
I tell you, there
about?
isn't time. I couldn't stand to lose you. I paid them. I paid them to do it.
Paid who?
They think I'm Bob. They'll kill me now. That's why they're following us.
Gerald, you...
No, don't slow down. They're catching up, Denise. Denise, please.
You were going to have Bob killed. That's it, isn't it, Gerald?
Yes. Yes, anything. Only don't stop here. Please speed up. Denise.
It's all right, Gerald.
Oh, Denise. Denise, please, no.
You wanted to take his place, didn't you, Gerald? Well, you can.
Oh, Denise. Denise, they're coming.
Yes, Gerald.
Oh, I won't let them kill me. Let me out. I gotta get away. No, don't. I'm the wrong man. I'm not...
Yes, there were two stories of Gerald Wright in the meeting on 10th Street. The real one that Gerald himself could never tell, and the other one that appeared on the front page of the Daily Bulletin under the byline of Stephen North.
And so it was through the self-sacrifice of Gerald Wright that the police were finally able to bring the entire Murder Incorporated ring into custody. What prompted this courageous man to step out of the role of ordinary citizen and undertake the hazardous task that cost him his life, we will probably never know. But one thing is certain. The people of this city will always revere the memory of Gerald Wright, hero.
Let that whistle be your signal for the Signal Oil program, The Whistler, each Wednesday night at this same time. Brought to you by the Signal Oil Company, marketers of Signal gasoline and motor oil and fine quality automotive accessories. Signal has asked me to remind you, to get the most driving pleasure, drive at sensible speeds, be courteous, and obey traffic regulations. It may save a life. Possibly your own. Featured in tonight's story were Elliot Lewis and Kay Brinker. The Whistler was produced by George W. Allen with story by Joel Malone and Harold Swanton and music by Wilbur Hatch, and was transmitted to our troops overseas by the Armed Forces Radio Service.
February 25th, 1948, The Whistler on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Are you in bad pain? You know what I mean. Your knees hurt. Your shoulder hurts. Your elbow and back are constantly killing you. And I'm sure you've tried every pain pill or cream available at the drugstore. Am I right? Well, here's something you haven't tried. Pain Magic. Pain Magic is not available at any drugstore. The only place you can get it is by calling the special toll-free number I'm about to give you.
And to make things even better, call right now and find out about our buy one, get one free offer. We're so confident it'll work for you that we offer a free bottle with your purchase. No prescription required.
Call now to learn how you can get Pain Magic and get rid of your pain. Remember, your results may vary.
800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. That's 800-492-8164.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, let's head to Pine Ridge, Arkansas, and the finale of the election between Lum-n-Abner and who's going to run the store. This goes a long ways back, February 25th, 1935.
And now, let's see what's happening down in Pine Ridge. Well, yesterday was the last day of the contest in which the public was asked to select the president for Lum-n-Abner's new store. Squire Skimp, Abner's campaign manager, and who is particularly interested in the outcome of the election, has demanded an official count of the votes sent in. And so as we look in on Pine Ridge today, we find Lum-n-Abner waiting in the front part of the store while Dick Huddleston, Grandpappy Spears, and Squire Skimp are back in the feed room making a final count of the votes. Listen.
Well, I wish they'd hurry up in there. I'm getting tired of waiting.
Yeah, I could have had them votes counted 2 hours ago. All we needed to do was just count the votes that come in today and add them to what we already had counted.
Yeah, but Squire's going back over all the votes, so counting the whole business over again.
Yeah, he's bound and determined that you're going to get elected. He's on that 10% you agreed to pay him if you get elected.
Yeah, sure, that's what's worrying him all right.
It's a good thing we got Grandpappy and Dick back there watching him. He'd claim he's elected regardless of how many votes you got.
Well, I tried to withdraw from a race, and Squire claimed that on account of signing that contract that I had to stay in there.
Well, I think I'll win it all right, so I wouldn't worry none about it if I was you.
Yeah, that's just the trouble, Lum. I'm going to be disappointed either way it goes.
Disappointed?
Yeah, if I win, I'm going to hate to pay Squire 10% of everything I make for the rest of my life. And if you win, well, I'm going to be disappointed because I never got to be president of the store.
Well, now, you oughtn't to feel that way about it, Abner. We left it up to the folks out on the party line to elect whichever one they wanted. And when it gets beat, or to take it in the right spirits. Don't want to have no hard feelings over one another.
Oh, no, I ain't sure. I ain't going to get mad at nobody over it.
Well, that's fine. If there's anything I hate, is a poor loser. Well, there they come. Well, who in the office, Dick?
Well, we're not through yet, Lum. I just come out to get a drink of water. You got any drinking water around here?
Yeah, there's a bucket right there on the end of the counter, Dick. Cedric just brought it and brung it in a while ago.
How long will it be before you're through, Dick?
Yeah, we're getting sort of curious out here.
Well, it oughtn't to be long. Just a few minutes, I reckon. We've got all the votes counted now, and we got to total them up.
Well, how's it looking? Can you tell anything about it yet?
Well, yeah, I believe Abner's a little ahead, the best I can tell, Lum.
Abner is?
Well, good. No. Dad blame it, I wished I could make up my mind whether I want to get elected or not.
I thought you was wanting me to get you over so you wouldn't have to pay Squire nothing.
Well, I don't know which I want.
Take that bucket on in there with you, Dick, if you mind to. Give them other fellas a drink.
Oh, we'll be through in there directly, Lum, and we'll let you know as soon as we can.
All right, Dick.
Doggy, I can't wait to tell Elizabeth. And she's going to be awful proud of me being president of the store.
Yeah, but wait till she finds out you're paying Squire 10% of everything you make just for managing your campaign for you. She won't be so proud of you.
Dad blame him. Dad blame him. Swan to goodness, he gets me so aggravated every time I think of him I could run butt my head against something. Swan to goodness.
I tried to tell you and you wouldn't listen to me. The only way to get along with Squire Skimp is just to stay away from him.
Yeah, I wished I knowed some way of getting even with him. That's what I wish.
Yeah. We'll find a change. According to that contract, you'll have to pay him 10% of what you make on your farm, and 10% of everything you make here in the store, and 10% of your constable fees, and 10% of everything, I reckon.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah, according to that, I pay him 10% of everything I make from here out.
Well, we just bide our time. We'll find a change. He's imposed on us for years around here, and I'm getting just about enough of it. The only way to get even with a feller like that is just to give him a dose of his own medicine.
Huh? Give him what?
I say we'll give him a dose of his own medicine.
Is he sick?
No, he will be again we get done with him about you.
Oh, give him something that'll make him sick, huh?
Yeah, we'll make him wish he'd never tried out any of them crooked schemes on us.
Yeah, that'll fix him, yes, sir. That's the worst tasting stuff I ever put in my mouth.
What's the worst tasting stuff?
Why, that medicine here that we're going to give him a dose of.
What medicine are you talking about?
Why, that and it. He's got the agency first. I bought a bottle of it off of him the other day. We can just give him that. I just taken one dose out of it.
Well, I ain't talking about that kind of medicine, no, Abner.
It'll sure make him sick. I can guarantee you that. It's awful.
Well, I know the kind of medicine I'm talking about, though, will be a heap worse than anything he ever had.
Yeah. I tell you what we can do, Lum. Just take all the worst tasting medicine we can think of, mix them up together. Asafoetida and castor oil and quinine and sulfur and apple bitter.
Well, wait a minute, Abner. You still don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, now, if you can think up a worse mixture than that, I'd like to hear it.
Well, you ought to know we couldn't get Squire to take no such conglomeration as that.
Well, no, of course, it's going to be hard, I know that. I expect we're just going to have to make him take it, just force him down.
You still don't know what I mean. When I said we'd give him a dose of his own medicine, I didn't mean we'd sure enough give him no medicine.
Oh, just make him think it is, huh?
No.
Well, now, we could do that all right, Lum. We could mix up anything we wanted to, you know, and put it in that bottle that his medicine come in, fool him that way.
Oh,
he wouldn't know the difference till he got it in his mouth.
Abner, will you shut up about giving him a dose of medicine?
Well, you were the one that brung it up. I never even thought about it till you started.
I said we'd get even with him, give him a dose of it. No, just forget about the medicine.
Forget about it?
Yeah.
Not going to use it, huh?
No, never aimed to start with. I just said it.
You just saying that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I mean, we'll study up something to pull on him that's just as bad as some of the stunts he's pulled on us.
Yeah, well, now, Lum, my opinion now, that medicine will come just as nigh doing as anything I know of, if we can figure out some way to get him to take it.
Abner, if you say medicine one more time, I'm going to whop you one. I'm trying to help you study up something that'll beat him at his own game, and all you want to do is talk about medicine.
Yeah. Well, now, let's see. Now, that brings up something else. Now, what kind of a game could we study up where we could get the best of him, Lum?
Game?
Yeah, I know we can beat him at checkers, but, Lord me, I don't see how that's going to get even with him. No, I still think the medicine's the best idea.
One, Abner, you're the hardest feller to explain anything to I ever seen. You get something on your mind, it'd take a stick of dynamite to jar it out. I said a while ago that we'd get even with Squire by giving him a dose of his own medicine, and you thought it...
Yeah, but don't you know now, Lum, you've changed your mind about that now. You want to beat him at his own game, you say.
Well, that's the same thing, Abner. Same thing exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, you mean that giving somebody a dose of medicine is some kind of a game?
No, Abner. Wait a minute. Here they come.
Huh?
Here they come. I reckon they've got the votes counted.
Well, fellas, the election is all.
Well, who was elected?
Well, Grandpap's got the figures there. Go ahead and read them, Grandpap. Well, now, according to our account, fellas, Lum, you was elected by 17 votes majority. Lum was elected.
Well, fine. Yes, I noted all the time.
The votes that come in today was might nigh every one for Lum. If you'd have stayed with me, Abner, instead of getting out here working for Lum these last few days, well, I'd have got you elected by a big majority.
Instead of working for me?
Why, yes, that's just what he done, Lum. That announcement that he made on the party line the other day, asking all his friends to vote for him, is just what beat him.
Abner, did you ask the folks out on the party line to vote for me?
Well, yeah, I figured that was the best way out of it, Lum. I knowed if you got elected that contract that I had with Squire wouldn't be no count then.
You mean that you done that for me, Abner, and knowing how bad you wanted the office and all?
Well, I just figured that was about the only thing left for me to do. I couldn't make up my mind whether I wanted or wanted you to get it, and so I just decided to ask the folks to vote for you, and then if they done it, why, I wouldn't have to pay Squire the 10% no more.
1, 2, goodness. And by the way, Squire, I reckon you're satisfied now that I was elected.
Oh, sure, there's no doubt about that, Lum. We went back and counted every vote that come in.
Well, Squire, that contract that you got Abner to sign won't do you no good now, then.
No, I reckon not, Lum.
Well, if you don't mind, just hand that back to Abner, then, so she can tear it up.
Oh, yeah, sure. No, I ain't got no use for it no more. Here, Abner.
Yeah, much obliged.
All right. That gets that contract out of the way then. According to the vote, I'm elected president of the Jot 'em Down store. But I've got sense enough to know that I wouldn't have been elected if Abner hadn't got out here and asked his friends to vote for me.
No, I don't believe you would either, Lum.
Now, I've always been president of the store here ever since we started, and I hate to give up the office. But I know Abner's always wanted to hold the office.
Well, yes, I did want to be president mighty bad, Lum. I had some new ideas that I want to try out in the store business, but you was elected, so I reckon, just forget about it.
Now, what I started to say, Abner would have had to pay Squire 10% of everything he made if he'd been elected. But he can't collect nothing off of him if I just give the office to Abner. From now on, Abner's going to be president of the Jot 'em Down store. I'm turning the office over to you, Abner. Let's see what you can do with it.
And one of Abner's lifelong ambitions has now been realized. President Abner Peabody.
There you go, February 25th, 1935, Lum-n-Abner on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Well, we have a Hollywood stuntman with us here in the studio today. Captain Bart, what was the last name? McGran. And Bart, I know we've seen your work in a lot of movies without knowing that it was you. Would you trace some of your unusual career in Hollywood and some of the unusual things you've done?
Well, I've been a stand-in for many of the great stars. Stand-in for the dangerous feats, like falling off a cliff, falling off a horse, falling down stairs.
Your work pretty much is athletic.
Mm-hmm. Getting sacked with the billy club and things like that.
Uh-huh. Do you like this kind of work that you're in?
Well, it's always paid me very well.
Now, how much, for instance, would they pay you for falling down a flight of stairs?
$11.
And how many flights would you fall down in one day, say?
Oh, one.
Oh, just one?
Yes, because there's a danger I might break a bone.
Well, I've heard that on a lot of these fight scenes, the furniture is made of easily breakable material. That
They use
really hurt.
breakaway chairs in many instances that are, arranged so that the slightest pressure they'll fall apart. However, unfortunately, the movies I was in, they never used the breakaway furniture. They used the real thing.
Use the real thing for authenticity.
Mm-hmm.
And I notice you have your
I
arm
was
in
hit
sling
with a
like-
heavy oak bench one time. And
What was the result of that?
8 months in the hospital.
I notice your arm is in a sling now. Is that from a movie scene you took part in?
Yes, this is my last big fight scene, and I'd like to show it to you.
We're going to see it on our portable screen here in the studio, huh?
If you'd like to look at it.
Turn the studio lights out, please. Oh, boy. Who's that hiding under the table there in that?
That's the star.
Uh-huh. Well, that certainly explains why you have a broken arm there, and I hope you'll be back to work real soon. Get back.
Thank you, and it's been a pleasure always to appear in your show.
I certainly enjoyed Captain Bart McGran's visit today.
So long.
There's your little bit of Bob and Ray on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Visit my webpage, classicradio.stream, where you can stream our shows on demand, learn more about classic radio collecting, and contact me there. Our shows are also available on demand anywhere podcasts are served. Just search for Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Please thank this station, support their advertisers, tell all your friends the great radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.